God, blimey. You know what they're after now, don't you? Yes, my wood-burning stove. Can you Adam and Eve it? A new diktat, straight from the government, straight from, maybe it's the WEF, you know, they seem to be controlling everything these days. Now, if you have a wood-burning stove from the 1st of February, it seems that you are going to be fined £300 if you're in a smoke-free zone. Yeah, so there you are, one of the very few people, probably, if you could count them all up, I don't know how many people have wood-burning stoves, but compared to those with gas boilers and electric central heating and things like that, it's going to be very few. One of the nice little luxuries in life, sitting back, kicking your feet off, or at least your slippers, by the fireside, reading a book, dozing off by the warmth of real fire. Can you imagine it? Now they want to take that pleasure, another little pleasure, away from you. Well, some of us, like me in my 2 up, 2 down Victorian house, very simple living, I don't have central heating. I don't have any other way of heating my house. I have a wood-burning stove in my front room, which is on sparingly, and one in the kitchen, which is a little range, and I've got it from some inheritance money. I was very lucky to have it, and I'm very precious with it. And I chop up the kindling, I light the fire, I cook my dinner, I heat my water, and then I use the washing machine. And once I've got some wet clothes, I hang them in the ceiling overnight and they dry. So I use my wood-burning stove for multi-purposes. I buy my logs from the local supplier. He's got a contract over the South Downs to chop down the trees that have got diseases like ash with ash dieback. So he cuts those down. Those trees ordinarily would just lie on the floor and rot, but no, they're chopped out and they're sold to me. So I pay my money for the fuel that I use to the local economy, because he'll obviously spend the money that I give him locally, which is grand. Now those trees, of course, trees we know suck in CO2, don't they? And they hold it until they die. And then, of course, as the trees rot, it all goes back into the atmosphere. So it doesn't really make any difference whether they rot or whether I burn them. It still goes back into the atmosphere. It's cyclical. But no, you can't have any of that now, because if you're in one of these smoke-free zones, I'm afraid somebody can go passing by and look at your chimney pot and say, "Cool, blimey, look at that. He's got smoke coming out, we'll have him. It seems to me the powers that be not only want to take every luxury and every pleasure from our society out of it, but they also want to control everything, so that they want you on their tariffs. So if you've been a naughty boy and travelled in your car a little bit more than you should, or you've had too many meat pies, they want to be able to turn you down, control how you live. Well, I think this is absolutely wrong and not right for any living man or living woman, any human being on a planet. This is a democracy. We can't stand up for this. I mean, we can't put up with this. We've got to stand up with it. It's a wrong way to live, and these people eventually have got to discover that actually you can't go around controlling people's lives in this way. We won't tolerate it. It's wrong. So, but if you've got a wood-burning stove, hang on to it for dear life, because they're coming, you know, they're coming.